BigHerc916, positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know, we do it over here. Um, there's a lot of chatter on social media with the racial stuff. You see these, you know, podcasters, these influencers, you know, in the black community, talking about, you know, the Shannon Sharp thing, the Shador Sanders thing, and you know, racial views, and putting you in your place, letting you know that you're still black, and don't mess with the snow bunnies, and all this talk, man, all this hoopla, and man, I just think that this is this is part of I would say a big liberal agenda to keep blacks and whites at each other's throats in a negative sense, and to also keep the whole racial thing going, because it it keeps divide, and it makes money, you know, and it's good for headlines, it's good for views in a negative way. um the Shannon Sharp thing, and the snow bunnies, and you know, black guys messing with white women, uh I don't understand why somebody is so concerned with who you put your phallus in. Who does it matter? You're not controlling my body, so why do you care? And if I don't know you, who are you to try to tell me that I should pick a particular race or stick with my own because you said so? If you're in a multicultural surrounding, or you grew up around, you know, you didn't hear that, okay, this is all you date, or this wasn't something you were programmed with, or you know, you just happen to be attracted to somebody and they were maybe Vietnamese, Filipino, Hawaiian, whatever the case may be, um, you know, Russian. Who is the next person to try to tell you that you shouldn't mess with these people? Who are they? You know, they're running around, oh man, you know, this and that. But I mean, what does all that mean? As a baby, you don't know what race you are, and until you get to a certain age, and there's some type of like conscious awareness where people are pointing things out to you, then what difference does it make? Why should it be a big issue? If I knew you, and if I don't have a vibe with you, and we didn't happen to cross paths because of whatever in the universe, how are you judging me and saying that because of you and these other men, we're not getting the attention, and this is, you know, blah blah blah? I mean, I don't get that argument, man. It's not like, you know, the guys I know who have dated outside their race don't like black women. Their moms are black, their grandmothers, and it's not like they were particularly saying, I don't want to date anybody that looks like my mom. When you talk about having an emotional connection or a frequency vibe with somebody, it's just a vibration. It's like something invisible in the universe speaks to you. It's not like you're particularly looking at something as far as this other species, this woman, and saying, oh, because of the skin tone, I'm more attracted to it. I mean, I think there's beautiful women in every culture. I've seen some beautiful African women. I've seen some beautiful Japanese women. I've seen some beautiful uh, Brazilian women. But it's just, you know, I never personally interacted with that particular woman to see if we had a connection. And, you know, when you're out here dating and you're meeting people, you're talking about having some type of emotional attraction, physical attraction, then that attraction kind of takes on a life of its own, but it's not about necessarily the skin tone. And then people want to try to make you feel guilty for dating somebody or marrying somebody outside of your so-called quote unquote race. What does that matter? I mean, is this person? What are they? What are they supposed to do? They're like the relationship regulator. I mean, it's so stupid, man. So on one end you have the dating, and then on the other end you have, blacks know your place. You're gonna get the check that somebody's gonna tell you that, hey, you're still an NIGGA, and that's laughable, especially coming from these guys who are getting paid to go on podcasts and speak, and behind the scenes they've gotten checks from white people, people of other nationalities, and now they're publicly talking about oh man, white America. It's like, come on, man. I mean, are you that weak that every time somebody acts like they're not liking you because of the skin color, it just breaks you down and makes you cry and feel some kind of way? And it's so laughable because these people are multimillionaires. Most of them are on platforms that most black people who really have been significantly discriminated against will never get the opportunity to be on. They will never get those opportunities because they can't access those circles. And the people who are talking all this shit, they're not really accessing the circles for the people below them. They get up there and they're flossing and doing the same stuff, and they're not really helping nobody. You reach out to them, they won't let you on their podcast. They're not going to sit and try to help you get exposure to grow your social media. So most of them are full of shit. I've reached out to a lot of these guys, man, and they don't want to have an open conversation with you because of whoever their handlers are. Say, hey, don't put that person on here because we don't want that person to have more exposure than what they already have. So it's a joke, man. Like all these black guys who always talk all this shit about racial and black excellence, yet they are not really helping anybody in the black community per se, or other influencers or social media people who are trying to get a hands up. They're not doing nothing. They get their paycheck, they go about their way, but they're not thinking about looking back. And sometimes, okay, I understand you can't help everybody, and a lot of people you let them get up in there and they kind of ruin it for you. So you got to kind of be careful who you bring into the circle. But at the same time, to say that, oh, you get the black check, the NIGG check. So what? You go anywhere in the world, you're going to get a check. You're going to get a reality check that some people like you, some people don't like you, some people are ignorant like that. It's just life. But I'm not going to break down and cry on social media, then drive away my Lamborghini and my gated community, my 4,000 or 5,000 square foot house, and my kids all go to private schools. But I'm talking about white America. Shut up, man. Quit your crying. You're dancing, you're doing all this clown ass shit, you're going to these games, you're wearing, you talk all the shit about the NFL and this and that, but then you're going to all the games on the sidelines, and the owners you're dancing around and giving exposure to the team is they're white. So, or the podcast platform is owned by somebody that's white or doesn't look like you. So all that conversation, it's just a bunch of bullshit, and it's just something to keep the race shit going. And it's just disgusting, and it's pathetic, and to promote that and to make other young black men or black women think, oh man, everything's racial, you can't never get ahead because it is. That's a part of their program. That's a part of the subtle programming they want to keep putting out there so that we can keep the divide, keep the separation, keep us from working together, make everything um, uh, based on skin color, when at the end of the day, economics, play the big factor. And even then, you can go to an event and have the same Lambo as the white guy, the same Rolex, or same Patek, or whatever the case may be, and they still might look at you sideways because that's just who they are. And if you're begging for their acceptance, you're the dummy. You're the dummy, bro. You spent all that money for them people to like you, and they still clowning you. You're the dummy. I don't care about those people liking me. I'm gonna come up there and do my thing, and just if I walk around, have a good time, whatever, I'm gonna do my thing. But I'm not gonna sit here and want you to embrace me and make me feel like I'm a part of your little circle because I got like a McLaren now or whatever the case may be. That's stupid, man. That's stupid, and that's some weenie ass shit, man. And these podcasters, you know who they are. You just go through and look at the posts, and you see them talking about all this. Oh man, white America, black excellence. They always, you've got black excellence, then have it. Work with other people. There's plenty of other black people who have whatever. If you feel like that's what your common denominator is, and blow up with those people. Do the right thing with them. Why you make it a big deal? Because everybody, you think everybody's gonna like you? Oh, America will go to Africa. You think, oh, do you know how much strife and separation they've had, and all those people look the same? Have you heard about did you hear about the Russian massacre where they killed a bunch of their own people that look like them? Do you think that America is the only place where you had this type of reality check as far as culture? Come on, man. It's like you're not special, man. You're not unique to anything. You're over here. And the fact is, you've made it. If you got 2-3 million followers, you got the big house, whatever, you've made it. And if you're crying, then dude, you're a sucker. You're pathetic and you're a sucker, man, because you're still trying to get validation. Oh, they don't love me. Oh, they told me they didn't have any cars that I could buy, or they didn't want to let me buy a watch, or they acted like I couldn't shop here. So what? I've experienced that too. It's like, well, I just leave. I get a little like, okay, I just walk off. So what? It's not gonna make me stop trying or stop being myself. I just go somewhere else, man. They want to act funny. I don't want them spitting in my food anyways. I don't want them to overprice the watch or sell me a bullshit car. I'll go somewhere else. But I'm not gonna make it. Oh man, Black America. Oh, the NIGG check, man. They want to let me know. Come on, man. And whoever you're having relations with, man, that's your business, man. That's your business. Whatever understanding you got, man. If you decide to, you be happy. Don't let somebody else. Oh, man. Look, you're not gonna make me feel any worse because you don't like it. I don't care. You don't like it. Go about your way. Go about your way, man. I'm gonna go about mine. If the universe didn't bring us together to have a unity before I met who I met, then it wasn't meant to be. And hopefully, there's somebody out there for you. But for me to feel bad because you're feeling bad because you're lonely and you're miserable, then that's on you. Leave a comment, share the channel. BigHerc916, and I would like to introduce you to Little Herc's Big Lessons. My wife and I decided to come out with a children's book series that encourages young children to be strong, to make good choices, and also teach valuable lessons. Lesson 2, speak with strength. At school, Little Herc's classmate Maria looked upset. The bigger kids were teasing her about her artwork. Hey, Little Herc said, stepping forward. Maria's art is awesome. Let's show some respect. The bigger kids shuffled their feet and walked away. Maria smiled at Little Herc. Thanks, Herc. You're always brave enough to stand up for what's right. Little Herc felt proud. Speaking up is what strong people do. You can pick up the book, link in the description.
Never settle for average. Go to BigHerc916.com.
Officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight-A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey against all odds.